Good morning, Magic. I'm Gavin Verhey from Wizards of the Coast, and this weekend is the Brothers War pre-release. Now, in limited environments, usually we build in 2 color-limited archetypes, and this set is no exception. Now, you don't have to play any of these, but they give you a little direction of what to look for. Curious what they are? Let me dig in today. Okay, let's start off with an exciting new take on white-blue, Soldiers. This deck cares about the soldier type and wants to go wide with them. Stay alert for commons like Aeronaut Cavalry and Air Marshal, and the uncommon Yotian Tactiain is a great straightforward card to make sure your soldiers hit hard. Next up is Blue-Black Draw Power, which is about drawing multiple cards in a turn. After all, who doesn't love drawing cards? Pair second draw triggers like Latinam Adept and Trench Stalker with draw spells, or even just cantrips that draw you a second card, like Curate and Moment of Defiance. This deck can come down early too, as Evangel of Synthesis helps do by beating down as a 2-mana 3/3 menace, if you can keep those second draw triggers rolling. Black-Red is Artifact Sacrifice. Use your artifacts for fun and profit, sacrificing them to cards like Penregan Strongbow and getting triggers from Gixian Infiltrator. Power Stones, like the one you get off of Junkyard Genius, are great to sacrifice here, but also keep in mind you can sacrifice creatures you've unearthed back as well. It's time for the big creatures with red-green Power Stone midrange. Get Power Stones off commons like Argothian Opportunist, then slam down creatures like Blitz Automaton. No prototype needed. This deck can play some combat tricks and is a more aggressive form of Power Stones, as Arbalest Engineer shows off. Sometimes you want a Power Stone, other times you just want a counter or a damage. Green-White looks for artifacts to enter the battlefield, using cards like the Rockstar Perimeter Patrol, which is a 3-mana 3/3 that often attacks as a 4/3 or even 5/3. Power Stones, Unearth, and all other matters of artifacts will trigger these sorts of cards, such as Yotian Dissident, which will spread out tons of counters to your creatures. Keep the fight rolling with Black-White Recursive Aggro. You'll be attacking, of course, but you can bring your creatures back with Unearth, or cards like Recommission. Anything that sacrifices a creature also works well here, and this deck pays special attention to creatures that cost 3 or less, making Hero of the Dunes really a marquee uncommon for this deck, especially if you happen to have a Warlord's Elite in the graveyard. Keep the non-creatures flowing with Blue-Red Prowess. Wing Commando and Dwarven Forge Chanter are 2 commons you're likely to see with Prowess. You'll want to look out for cantrips that draw you cards, and keep in mind that Prowess isn't just instants and sorceries. Non-creature artifacts also trigger it, so you can use those for a little boost as well. The new Young Pyromancer, 3rd Path Iconoclast, fills a perfect role here by giving you a ton of tokens to smash with. Let's dig back into the graveyard with Black-Green Graveyard. You can self-mill yourself with cards like Ravenous Gigamole or Burrowing Razormaw, then play cards that count the number of creatures in your graveyard, like Gnarlroot Pallbearer and Battlefield Butcher. Skyfisher Spider helps put things into your graveyard and then gives you a bonus on the way out. Red-White is a fun, aggressive deck in Unearth aggro. It's all about attacking, not an uncommon thing for Red-White to do, but it values Unearth creatures, like Scrapwork Mutt, a little higher than other strategies to trigger its cards like Falaji Vanguard, an excellent card for this archetype. And finally, Green-Blue. Power Stone Ramp. Where Red-Green plays more of the mid-range deck, Green-Blue wants to go big with its Power Stones. Accumulate Power Stones with cards like Koilos Rock, all leading up to some truly titanic plays like Rust Goliath. Battery Bearer plays right into this, making all your creatures Power Stones and giving you cards back in the process. And there you have it, the 10 archetypes for Brothers War. Which are you most excited to play? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll talk with you again soon, and until next time, have fun at your pre-release this weekend. You got this. This is the set that introduced Urza's Tower, Urza's Power Plant, and Urza's Mine, the cards which, together, create the Urzatron. After all, 7 colorless mana is quite good for casting artifacts. You know, powerhouses like Mishra's War Machine. These cards have been reprinted many times across Magic history and shown up in many formats, from Modern